Being asleep and being enlightened aren't as different as you might think. When you're asleep, you've already reached realization, you just don't know it. But when you're realized outside of your dreams, you see the whole game for what it is. So when you finally get what you're really made of, countless atoms moving freely, you stop being the person you always imagined and realize that you have been fooled. So, wake up. If you understand non-duality intellectually, but still find yourself getting pulled back into the same thoughts, reactions, and sense of being a separate self, this is exactly what our online course is designed to help with. You can find all the information in the description below. Of course, if you look around today and see all the cruelty, you'll ask, why even bother waking up in the first place? And rightfully so. It's utterly perplexing. It seems like peace is nowhere to be found. But in reality, there is lots of love and happiness that just never runs out. Sounds confusing, right? To hear anyone call reality love and peace when all we see is chaos and suffering. It's like everyone is moving through life under a spell. Have you ever seen a hypnotist work a crowd? A good one can make you believe anything. That same kind of hypnosis plays out on a global level. That's what people call Maya. It has me believing I'm just me, with my own story to live out. And it has you convinced you're Gina, Christopher, Craig, or Cecilia, and your life is yours to manage and worry about. You get caught up in trying to fix and change things, thinking you're making progress, but it's all just smoke and mirrors. Real change isn't really on the table. The only real thing you can do is waking up. Beyond that, everything starts looking like a reflection. And while the reflecting surface never changes, the images it projects vary all the time. The big question is, why all these reflections exist and where they come from? The answer is always the same. These metaphors and analogies are here to help you wrap your mind around what's really creating everything you see. Deep down, you know, there's only one thing that truly exists, and that is consciousness. Same goes for love. If you actually realized this and made it your own experience, you'd be the happiest being to have ever existed. Real happiness, the kind that just is, no matter what happens around you. People constantly ask if that state actually exists. It does. It's unchanging peace and love, untouched by whatever storms come through. But the problem is that we have chosen to identify with the illusion. We keep grabbing onto the unreal, trying to pin our identity to things that aren't solid. That's why people end up seeing only suffering. You look around and think your life is missing something, or you don't measure up. Social media is just one of many factors that accelerates this. You are stuck in an endless cycle trying to change things up, and when you finally pull it off, it feels good for a minute. Then you slip right back into old patterns. So just stop trying to fix everything out there and start looking within. Make room for stillness and build patience. Watch your thoughts and actions as if you're observing someone else. When anger or any of the other emotions come up, you get to see them for what they are, a spell. The less you buy into those emotions, the lighter you feel. Do this consistently, and eventually what anyone else is doing doesn't bother you anymore. You don't care about comparing yourself against others. It's enough to just notice what's happening inside your own mind and learn not to react. The more you notice the mental chaos, and don't try to make grand announcements like, "I am consciousness," the more you understand who you really are. Leave others to their own paths. With that kind of self-awareness, change starts fast-tracking. The world around you loses its grip because you have found what you have been looking for inside. When your mind finally settles in your heart and stops chasing distractions outside of itself, that's where peace shows up. But if you let your mind run wild, constantly comparing yourself and your achievements to the world and people in it, you'll only cause inner turmoil and lose all sense of rest. So where do you even start? Well, it starts with recognizing that where you are at right now, regardless of how you perceive it, is exactly where you're meant to be. That's your starting point. Stop chasing after a different life or wishing you were somewhere or someone else. Accept that you are here, at your rightful place in space and time, now just as you are. If you can find happiness and peace right where you are, perfect. Life will gradually line up in your favor, naturally. And mind you, this hasn't anything to do with magic or some other nonsense all the YouTube gurus try to sell you. No matter the changes your body or mind go through, you'll remain exactly where you need to be. And the old patterns that tied you up before start to fall away, paving the road to your awakening. At first, you might not notice your transformation happening gradually. Annoyances that used to push all your buttons just don't anymore. The arguments you had with family or roommates just fizzle out because you aren't feeding them anymore. There's no longer a desire for retaliation, a need to prove your point, or a relentless search for the right book, teacher, or anything else. You remain centered and free. When events, whether they are deemed good or bad, occur, you simply remain where you are and inquire, to whom has this come? And sometimes you laugh, because you see it's happening to your body and your mind, but not to you. Consequently, there is nothing to fear or worry about. Whatever happens to your body, be it someone's words or actions, it cannot reach who you really are. No matter what you hear or see with your eyes, it cannot affect you, for you are not your mind. You have genuinely separated yourself from your body and your mind. This is just the beginning. As you keep going, your need to hold on to your mind and body gets weaker. And no, you're not dying. The parts you always thought were you just become less important. Eventually, it's clear they don't really exist the way you once believed, but you still do, because you are pure consciousness. You have transcended the ego. There's no longer any logical reason left for your mind, body, or even the world to keep existing as it once did. And that feeling grows and intensifies, so does your peace and happiness. You start blending into consciousness itself. Reality feels solid and direct, not filtered through old ideas. People go on living, the world keeps spinning, but how you see it is totally different. Imagine flipping through a magazine. The images are right in front of you, but you are neither the paper nor the photos. Who you truly are remains a mystery, because as soon as you try to name it, it slips away. Remember, if it can be named, it's not that. You don't run around making declarations like, I am consciousness. Instead, you just let your actions speak. Your character becomes a beacon of light in a world of darkness. People are naturally drawn to it like moths to a flame, feeling uplifted in your presence. You've discovered peace, but in truth, it has always been a part of you. You have simply become your true self. So, think about your own life for a minute. What's causing you worry? What makes you anxious or brings you to tears? Why hand over your power like that? Seriously, it's almost disrespectful, because if you're actually divine in essence, believing anyone or anything can affect you and your emotions is missing the point entirely. People often think that if they just move somewhere more peaceful, they'll find what they are looking for and awaken spiritually. But let's be honest. If you can't find peace inside yourself, a new location won't fix that either. No matter where you go, you will always take yourself with you. If you're prone to cause drama or spread gossip, a pretty new setting won't change that. Maybe you'll feel better for a while, but the habits return eventually. You'll keep spotting flaws in people and get stuck in the same old disappointments. So in conclusion, here's some advice. Stay where you are. Don't go anywhere until you've found some real peace and harmony inside yourself. Once you're rooted in your own being and sure of who you are, move if you want. But not before. Because wherever you are is the starting line, and the only way out is through. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to this wonderful community for making this channel possible. A special thank you to our YouTube and Patreon members for supporting our work. And as always, have a nice day, and in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.